Adjustants, operatives, commanders, and alls. Welcome back to another Snowbreak video. We're doing part 2 of the series of the story event, Fragments of Truth. I could not finish through all of this. I made it like almost half of it. We're doing the other half because the other video was like over 4 hours long and I don't think I could handle that long. Last video I did was like 5 hours. Enough of the monologue. Enough of me monologuing this. We're doing progression 6. Showdown, final showdown. One truth remains. June 17th, 9 a.m. Hall of Truth. The public trial was about to begin.
それじゃあ分析員先に行ってくるね。
Go get him.
分析員に素晴らしいマジックショーを見せるから。
Be careful. Noticing the distinct gaze looking our way, I waved goodbye to Lizzie with a smile.
わかってるよ分析員お兄ちゃん。 たまにこうして先生分析員を呼んでみるのもいいかもね。
Not long after Lizzie left, attendees for the trial began filling in and taking their seats. When the crowd finished hushed, we hushed. What the hell did I just say? Finished? Okay, that was so bad. The gavel echoed from the bench.
裁判員の皆さんの捜査の結果、当事件には新しい進展がありました。裁判員の皆さん、本日の審理を開始してもよろしいですか？
I didn't answer immediately. Instead, I glanced at the three beside me. Frida seems to be observing something intently. Catching my eye, she lifted a small fist and gave me a quick wave, her way of saying she was ready. Icho looking like she was dying to grab a teacup from the table, but she didn't quite dare. Yeah. The moment she felt my gaze, she yanked her hand back, tucked it behind her, and flashed an innocent grin. Damn it, Echo, stop smiling so cutely.
分析僕おとなしくするから。
Aww. Media pushed up her glasses, scanning her notes one last time, then met my gaze, her eyes composed and sharp.
分析員さん準備できましたよ。
Good. Let's do this. And so the trial began, a reopening case headed towards its final reckoning.
ではもう一度事件の経緯を説明します。報告書をご覧ください。
At 7:13 a.m. on June 16th, Tia, head on the quantum science lab, was found dead at her workstation, approximately 5 meters from the lab's main entrance. Cause of death: massive internal bleeding from the severe organ trauma. Estimated time of death: 6:12 p.m. on June 15th. When the scene was discovered, the lab door was locked by its security system. Security staff were forced to breach it, revealing what appears to be a classic locked room murder. Miss Lizzie was also found unconscious at the scene. However, her airtight alibi has since been verified, and she has been ruled out as a suspect.
以上、今回の事件の説明です。では、本館に今回の容疑者を教えてください。
Neon doors. Let's bring back Doris again. That's not right. I know exactly who's the real culprit is. Okay. Alright. I wasn't sure. It's been quite some time. Doris was the one that was very timid. Neon was the one that was at the life science lab. So the person was Mayan, the one who looks very peculiar, I would say. She has a sense of threat. Well, she has a deadpan face.
数々の調査を経て皆さんは真央さんを疑っているのですか？はあ、なんで疑われたのかわからないわ。
To be fair, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. So, they have to prove whether she is guilty or not. It's like, oh, why are you accusing me? Well, we may have the evidence and we have to show these type of proofs. This is the reason why.
昨日の調査では十分に付き合ってあげたでしょ？
Cooperating doesn't mean anything. As long as you allow it to happen, doesn't really matter.
証拠を見つけたので、そう認識しただけです。
ふん、証拠ね。まあいい。そこまで言うなら、あなたたちの顔を立てて証言台に立ってあげようかしら。では、これより本日の審理を開始します。真央さん、あなたは被害者を殺害した疑いをかけられました。異議はもちろんよ。
I should have let her finish. I thought she finished. Okay, guys. My apologies.
何度も繰り返すわ。ティアの死は私と無関係よ。
See how short that was? Compared to the other one, I skipped that one, but this one I didn't skip.
それに、調査報告書にはっきり書かれてたけど、現場は密室状態だったわよね。私がティアを殺したのなら、どうやって密室から出たのかしら。それから、現場では麻酔ガスが噴射されたから理事がそこで意識を失ってたのよ。もし私が現場にいたら理事のような状態で倒れてないとおかしいわ。
If the locked room setup were genuine, Mayan would have a solid point, but I knew. There's another exit in the quantum science lab. Mao has a supernatural power. She can phase through walls. The locked room wasn't created from the inside room. Okay, I don't think she... Although, to be fair, she could be a manifestation. Well, more or less, some people had to go through a phase. The locked room wasn't created from the inside room. I have to go with the first one. There's another exit in the quantum science lab. We searched the scene. There was no other hidden passage to the exit lab. Okay, then it was this one. The locked room wasn't created from the inside room. I turned to the video. If she wants to keep up the charade, fine. We'll humor her for now. Let's strip away her lies one by one and see how long her bluff holds. No rush. After all, she's not the only one who needs a little more time.
はい、わかりました。分析員さん。
Lydia adjusted her glasses. Eyes locked onto Mayan, who had put on a calm front. Yeah.
あの現場が本当に内部からでしか作れない密室なら、犯人は確かに出られないでしょう。ですが残念ながら、そこは外から作り上げられた偽の密室でした。
外から作り上げられた偽の密室？そんなこと可能なのですか？
Seriously, who does Academia Acropolis even serve as an arbiter these days?
そんな目で本館を見ないでください。アクロポリス学院は科学、学術交流と知恵のぶつかり合いを崇めています。この心理庁も古来より学術的弁論に使われてきました。凶悪事件の審理のために使われるなんて十数年間で初めての試みです。本館だって初めての経験なんです。
That would explain how Lizzie ended up being carelessly labeled as a suspect in the first place.
状況を未だにつかめないのでしたら、会話に割り込まないでもらっていいですか？
申し訳ございません。
密室が外から作られたという証拠をこれから皆さんにお送りします。
The evidence video is referring to oh my god. Referring to was uncovered during our investigation of the quantum science lab. The 3 emergency buttons, the security locking mechanism. I think it was a 3 emergency button. It's been quite some time. Let me check. 3 buttons. Blue for lockdown, green for knockout gas, and red for both. When the victim was found, her fingers was resting on the red button. The security door's locking mechanism. The lab security door, nearly 10 centimeters thick. It is a primary safeguard. It can be sealed internally via emergency buttons. Also, if the door is physically damaged, the system automatically triggers the full lockdown. This should be the key evidence proving the locked room was staged from the outside. Okay. I think it was this one. The red means something.
ご覧の通り、密室を作ることができるのは中の安全ボタンだけではありません。あらかじめ被害者の指をボタンに置いて自分で麻酔ボタンを押し、麻酔ガスが噴出される前に部屋から出れば、被害者が内部から麻酔と施錠を行ったように見せることが可能です。そして部屋から出た後、外からドアを破壊することで、ドアは自動でロックがかかり、密室も完成します。
そういうやり方があるのは本館でもわかります。ですが。
I thought she was gonna say more. ですが。
でも、それじゃ無理よ。そうですよね。そんなに睨まないでください。無関係のことを話すつもりはありません。
I guess you guys have to use some imagination who the arbitrator and who's Mai on how she's staring at.
ドリスさんは警備を呼んでドアを破壊する前にドアの写真を撮りました。その写真に写ったドアには傷一つありませんでした。ですが、安全ボタンなしでドアをロックしたければ、物理的にドアを壊さないといけません。
ドアに傷をつけずに破壊するのは不可能ではないのです。
なんですって？
当時、タイタン物質開発研究室にあった特別なものを使えば可能です。
Uploading the exhibit now. I had to choose the right piece of evidence. Okay, Metal 4 Kiro's containment case, replication box, or the phase bullet. Damn, it's been a long... Damn, it's been a few days and I already forgot about this. I think they're gonna do it for me. Let's just do the replication box. The face bullet does not... Oh, wait. The face bullet doesn't attack humans. Let's go with the face bullet. I'm not sure.
この資料で外からドアをロックする方法がお分かりになったでしょう。タイタン物質の酸形態変換という特性を利用して開発された貫通弾丸は情報体になって厚みが30ミリの防御装甲を貫通することができます。そして研究室のドアの厚さは10センチです。つまり貫通弾丸をドアに撃つと弾丸はドアの中の30ミリまで入り込んでから実体を取り戻し、中からドアにダメージを与えます。これでドアの表面を傷つけずにドアロックを発動できますね。それから真央さんの研究室にあった拳銃にはサイレンサーがついていました。廊下から発砲しても他の研究室にいる人たちに不審がられません。
Under Vidia's piercing gaze, Maya didn't even flinch. Instead, a faint smile tugged at the corner of her lips.
その憶測だけで私を疑ってるのね。まあ、面白い発想だったわ。事実からは程遠いけど、今の発言、大きく矛盾してるのよ。
Her voice rose gradually, but then I cut in. The glaring flaw you're banking on, I'm guessing, is this. The bullet count, the phase bullet can't do that kind of thing. 10 centimeters is less than 30 meters. I think it's the bullet count. It's like if they had to count it. 10 centimeters. No, it could still go through regardless. It will still damage. I don't think that's how it works. This base bullet can't do that kind of thing. I think I'll go for the bullet count. I'm just guessing, alright? I'm just guessing.
気づいてるじゃない。無駄話もいいところだわ。待ってください。何の話ですか？何か聞き逃したわけじゃないのに一気に分からなくなりましたが、学生時代の苦しい記憶がちょっとぼーっとしたら黒板に文字がびっしり書かれてしまうあの時のことを。貫通弾丸は量産できないから一発使うとしっかりと一発分の在庫が減るわ。なのに今この時点で弾丸の数は15発のまま。本当に貫通弾丸でドアを破壊していたのならそこから一発減っていないとおかしいわよね。余分な一発がどこから来たのかあなたたちに説明できるのかしら。
答えはあなたもよく知っていますよね、真央さん。
Vidia pushed up her glasses, her face unreadable, but her gaze cut through mine like a blade. Seeing Vidia pressing her advantage, I opened a digital evidence folder with a smile. I'll now upload evidence identifying the source of that mysterious bullet. I will present. Replication box has specialized scalpel. I think it's it's one of these two because the blade when it's covered it becomes it will see the silhouette, but when But when you take it out, it's invisible. You can't really see through it. And if you put your hand close to it, it doesn't really move. Well, if you put an object right next to it, the blade doesn't exist. So I'm gonna say the observer blade. I'm not sure. Not relevant to this point. The replication box. Okay, I was wrong. It's the replication box. Item YX-003, the replication box. Here's the doser. Place an object inside, close the lid, wait 10 seconds, then the item will be duplicated. After each use, the blocks require 6-hour cooldown. Holy shit, I can't even read. Duplicates carries anomalous properties and typically disintegrated after 6 hours. Note: metamorph heroes themselves cannot be copied, but certain derivations research items can.
なるほど。そのマーベルズを使えば貫通弾丸を複製できるのですね。それってつまり
Every eye in the room snaps to Mayan. She let out a low, derisive laugh.
滑稽ね。本館がですか？部外者は黙ってなさい。はい。ですが、はい、申し訳ございません。黙ります。タブ犬に来た時にちゃんと説明したはずよ。確かに弾丸を複製したけれど、実験で全て使い切ったの。実験の様子を収めた録画もあなたたちに見せたわよね。それを疑ってるのなら証人を呼んでもいいけど。
I don't doubt the footage. I believe the bullets you replicated that day were indeed all used up. But
問題はそこじゃありません。
the key is... Alright, the replication test from that day of the murder. The bullets that were replicated on the day of the murder. Oh wow. Damn. The language of this is really... Alright. It's the wording of it that's really confusing to me. The bullets that were replicated on that day of the murder. So it's not really the test. It's what happened outside of the test. Or is within the test. Okay. Let's go with the test.
事件翌日の複製実験はそもそも何かを隠そうとしていないので、もちろん何の問題も見当たりません。ですが、事件当日の実験はどうですか？
意味がわからないわ。
事件当日の実験を私たちに見せていませんよ。
実験は毎回映像が残るわけじゃないわ。あと、当日の実験は事件と何の関係があるというの？デタラメばっかね。あなたたちも
複製の箱の研究報告書を読んだでしょですか？複製されたものは通常6時間で消えます。事件当日の複製実験は午前9時から10時の間に行われました。つまり当日に複製された弾丸は事件が起きる前に消えるはずだと言いたいんですね。
あら、違うかしら。
報告書では通常6時間と書かれていました。では通常じゃない場合はどうなるのでしょうか。
通常じゃない。
Maya's face tensed up, like she just swallowed a bitter pill. Vidya had clearly struck a nerve. I knew exactly how Maya has managed to pull off this special case. Microwave the bullet! Store the bullet in a metamorphic Curious containment case. Store the bullet in a fridge. I think it's this one.
マーベルズ用の金庫に入れると何時間持ちますか？マオさん、答えていただきましょうか。あなたならこういった保管実験を行ったことがあるはずです。
やったとしても些細な実験だからとっくに忘れたわ。残ってないったらないわよ。どうしても私を疑いたいならその方法を使ったと証明できる証拠でも見せなさい。それにそもそも私よりネオンを疑うべきじゃないかしら。現場を密室に見せるための方法はネオンにしかできないわ。見ればわかるでしょ。このタイミングで新しい容疑者ですか？予想をはるかに超えた展開です。そのネオンさんにもできるのですか？もちろん変異生物を操ればいい話よ。
Item YX-007. The command megaphone. You're suggesting she used that to pull it off, aren't you?
ええ。そのラッパで小型生物を操れば通気口とかそういう隙間から研究室に入れるわ。ティアを殺した後、外から小型生物にロックボタンを押させたら密室の出来上がり。事件当日、生命科学研究室で事故が起きたのもこれが原因かもしれないわね。ラッパの変異を無駄にしないためにわざと事故を起こしたに決まってる。
Vidya adjusted her glasses. Did I say her or his? It's whatever. Vidya adjusted her glasses. A faint, a cool smiling tugging at her rosy lips.
面白い発想ですね。さっき言われたこの言葉、そっくりそのままお返しします。ですが、それはありえません。
なんでよ。
理由はあなたの研究報告書に書かれていますよ。
Vidya glanced at me once again. We've already ruled out this angle back at the life science labs.
分析員さん、もしかしてあのラッパを使って。
Take it through, Vidya. The megaphone could have done it because limited usage attempts, effective range, effective time. Hold on. It's been a while for me. I think it was a time range. There's always a chance Neon's staged the accident to free up a few extra minutes on the megaphone effect time for the crime, but effective range. I have uploaded the command megaphone's doser for everyone to review. Okay, yeah, then it's the distance. Take a good look. The answer is right there.
本館にはさっぱりです。なんでですか？
では説明しましょう。問題は距離にあります。ラッパの使用可能距離は2メートル。ですが、遺体と安全ボタンはドアから5メートル離れた場所にあります。
Yeah, that's pretty far. 3 meters difference.
マオさん、他に何か奇弁はありますか？
詭弁ですって。 そんなこと言っても結局何も証拠がないじゃない。それに説明できないこともたくさん残ってるわ。凶器は生命犬のメスだったわよね。私が犯人ならどうやってメスを取ってくるというの？
混乱に乗じて取ればいい話ですよ。事件当日の午後、生命科学研究室で事故が起きた時、あなたは事故の様子を見に来ましたよね。
私以外にもたくさんの人がいたわ。その間、研究室の監視カメラは動いていたはずよ。私がメスを取ったかどうかはちゃんと映像を確認すればわかるでしょ。
ええ、もちろん確認しましたよ。人がたくさん入る間は道具入れを確認できませんでしたが、皆さんがいなくなった後、メスが揃ってると監視カメラで確認できました。
ちょっと待ってください。真央さんがメスを取ったと言っているんですよね。揃っているということは
裁判員の皆さん、いよいよ頭がおかしくなったようね。
いいえ、揃っているからこそ、あなた真央さんにしかメスを取れないと証明できます。こちらを見てもらえば意味がわかると思います。
Hits. The scalpel kit still intact at 8 p.m. on June 15th. As media spoke, I uploaded the exhibit.
確かに6月15日の夜8時時点でメスはまだ揃ってますね。ですが、もしメスが凶器なら当日の6時12分には。
ちなみにですが、事件翌日に確認するとメスが1本だけ消えていました。そして監視カメラには誰も映ってません。事件当日、監視カメラが正常に作動するようになってから翌日現場が発見されるまで、量子科学研究室の廊下にあるカメラにも誰も映ってませんでした。つまりそのメスは監視カメラが作動していない15日夜の6時から7時の間に事件現場に移動したことになります。
すみません、余計わからなくなりました。一体なぜですか？
複製の箱で複製したものの特性を覚えてますか？
複製品は6時間後に消える。なるほど。真央さんは生命科学研究室のメスを複製してその複製品を道具入れに戻したと言いたいのですね。
大胆な推測ね。複製の箱でメスを複製するだなんて奇想天外にも程があるわ。仮に本当に箱でメスを複製したら監視カメラに映らないとおかしいわよね。箱の写真を見たでしょ。あんなに大きい箱を持っていると嫌でも目立つわ。それに事件当日、私が生命圏に入ったのはたったの一度だけ。人混みに紛れてメスを取って複製してまた戻しに行ったとしたら回数が合わないわ。
そうですよ。真央さんの言う通り、本当に複製の箱で複製を行っていたら現場でこんな行動は無理なはずで。
The murmur from the arbiter spread like a ripple, a wave of doubt beginning to rise among the spectators. And yet, as the noise grew louder, Vidya turned calmly towards me, composed, assured. It's time. Vidya, finish her.
はい。
God damn it! Damn, she's too cute.
分析員さんが教えてくれた好きで
A faint smile played on her lips. She adjusted her glasses with practiced grace. But when her gaze returned to Mayon, a chill behind it struck like a knife. Mayon flinched instinctively.
真央さんに一つだけ質問をさせていただければ真実は明らかになります。
質問？
登録番号 YX003。
She enunciated with every syllable with icy precision, then raised her hand, pointing directly at Mayon.
このマーベルズの名前は本当に複製の箱で合ってますか？
何が言いたいの？
登録番号 YX003。 実際に複製能力を持つのは箱の中の布なんじゃないですか？
あなた。
For the first time, Mayon's veneer of composure began to crack, her eyes flashing, her breath catching.
さあ、知らないわ。
それはどうでしょう。タブ犬の責任者でもあるあなたが知らないなんておっしゃるのですね。
いい加減にしなさい。あんたは私が犯人であることを前提に推理を進めてるだけよ。仮にあんたの言った通り布だけでメスを複製できたとしても何の意味がある？私がティアを殺した証拠になるの？複製品のメスを私以外の誰かが凶器として使った可能性がないと言い切れる？結局何の証拠もないじゃないの。私がティアを殺したと証明できる証拠がね。
Lydia stood there, arms folded, her gaze cold and sharp as polished glass.
ありますよ、証拠。
じゃあそれを見せなさいよ。現場の地面に私の生物情報があったとでも言うの？凶器に私の指紋がついていたのかしら？はたまた私が犯行を行った瞬間を撮影した写真でもあるの？それくらいの証拠を見せたらどう？
真央さん、右手の傷は治りましたか？
あんたたちの証拠と何の関係が？
もちろんありますよ。あなたの右手は凶器のせいで負傷したんですから。
Mayon's breath hitched, but the next second she yanked up her sleeves with a sharp motion.
右手はただひねっただけよ。凶器で負傷したなら傷跡が残ってないとおかしいじゃない。
そうですよ。メスによる傷ならどうしても跡が残ります。いくらアクロポリス学院の特別な治療手段を使ったとしても、あとは少なくとも7日間残ります。まだ事件発生から3日しか経ってませんよ。
メスが作った傷口なら確かに跡が残りますが、私は最初から最後まで凶器はメスだって言ってませんよ。
どういうことですか？
真央さんなら分かっているでしょう。
The real murder weapon was no other than Item YX-111 Observer's Blade or item YXS233 Neural Control Robot. Why the robot though? It could be the robot, but the robot is coming from the inside. I think it's the Observer's Blade.
登録番号 YX111 観測の刃。あなたはこのマーベルズについて詳しいですか？
いいえ。
そうでしょうね。詳しいはずがありません。でなければ事件現場であんなミスをしないのでしょう。
ミスですか。
Everyone, take a look at this. I've uploaded the compiled files of the Observer's Blade for all to see. After we secured the Observer's Blade, we conducted a series of tests and compiled a detailed report.
あんたたちの研究報告書は何の信憑性が。
She cut herself off mid-sentence because she saw the signature at the bottom of the page. Fridia Ignis, the name that carried legendary weight within the Academia Aeropolis. Few has ever met her in person, so no one recognized her here and now, but her signature on a document. That was authority no one dared question.
どれどれ？観測の刃は量子の変異を持っている。ナイフの一部が観測されたとき、該当箇所は物質世界から姿を消す。なるほど。だから跡を残さないんですね。それから観測の刃に付着したものも一時的にその変異を持ちます。どういうことですか？
つまり、もし観測の刃に血が付着したら、その血も同じように観測された時に消えるということです。真央さんもその特性のせいで計画が狂ったんじゃないですか？観測の刃に付着した血は見えなくなるので、それを使って被害者を殺した後、あなたは慌てて凶器を金庫に戻そうとして、取り出した時と同じように箱にあった布をかぶせようとしました。しかし観測の刃に付着した血は布に付着し、それで変異を失ってまた見えるようになった。あなたはここまで明らかな矛盾を現場に残せるはずがありません。そこで観測の刃に残る血痕を洗った後、あなたは違う布をそれにかぶせました。その布は複製能力のある布から切り取ったものですね。ちょうどメスを複製するために持ち出したそれが手元にありました。ああいう緊急事態ではいい代用品なんてすぐには見つかりません。それが一つ目のミスです。これのおかげで私は複製の箱から感じていた違和感の正体を突き止めました。観測の刃にかぶせた布と複製の箱に入っていた布を見比べれば、切り取った跡は完璧に一致しているとわかるでしょう。それから2つ目のミス。もっと言えば、あなたがティアさんを殺したと証明する証拠も観測の刃にあります。なぜならそこにはあなたとティアさんの血痕が残っているからです。目視できる血痕は拭いたり洗ったりできますが、見えない血痕はどうでしょう。きれいに落とす保証も時間も あなたにはなかったはずなのでは。観測の刃をさらに詳しく調べれば。
Maya suddenly let out a long breath. Not of panic, but almost of relief. She cut video off mid-sentence.
もういい。犯人は私よ。
なんでこんなことを、なんで先生を殺したんですか？
アクロポリス学院の未来のためよ。
アクロポリス学院の未来？
ええ。
信じられません。そんなデタラメな理由で。
信じなくて結構。これは私自身が決めた道よ。あのバカ女が生き残るチャンスはいくらでもあったわ。なのに頑固なせいで最悪の道を選んだのよ。
これが結論ですか？裁判員が説明した通り、あなたは被害者を殺してから現場を密室に偽装しましたか？
ええ。あれだけのアクシデントが起きなければもっと完璧な現場にできたのに。用意したアリバイも役に立たなかったし、濡れ衣を着せる相手も考え直す羽目になったわ。
アクシデント？
今となってはどうだっていい話よ。おめでとう、裁判員たち。確かに真犯人を見つけて私を黙らせたけど、おかげさまで私たちはようやく欲しいものを手に入れたわ。
A thin triumph smile creeps across her otherwise grim face. That was my cue. Vidya had played her part for perfection. Now it's my turn. The substitute for the Chiron system. That's the real prize you were after, isn't it? Her smug smile snapped in half. For one heartbeat, panic flickered behind her eyes.
あんた、なんで？
If we syncing the timelines, Lizzie should already have been intercepted by your people. Your plan was simple: steal the system, wake the Leviathan, and wipe every loose ends off the board, correct?
そこまで知っているなら、あの時。待って、これはあんたたちが用意した罠なのね。
Exactly. Sharp of you. No prizes, though. We didn't drag this trial out just to hear your confession. Just like you, we were stalling for time. Time to draw your crew into the open and expose the secrets you worked so hard to hide.
そうなのね。でも、もう遅いわ。今さら動き出したところで何も止められない。
Watching Mayan cling to her composure, I knew it was time to deliver the final push. I think it just might. Before I could press further, something tugged at my cohem. Turning back, I found Frida looking up at me with expected eyes.
セキン、私十分我慢したでしょ。もう話してもいい？
Be my guest.
僕も。
Aw, Joe. It's not the time for you, though. Then the floor is yours, girls.
やっと話せた。フリティア先生、芝居が得意じゃないからバレちゃうんじゃないかって心配だったんだ。
Okay, I guess that Joe could do it. Yeah.
でもここから種明かし。今まではテスお姉ちゃんのマジックショーだったんだ。
Tess? Oh, Tess and KO was behind that as well. Yeah, I like that. All right, part 1.
イチェル、私まだ全然話してないのに。
Oh, look at her smile.
だってフリティアもったいぶるから。大事な発言は雰囲気を作ってから話すもんなの。とりあえずそういうことで。
Fridia finished the last word and planted her hands on her hips. In that instant, the Fridia and Echo seated at the notary table shimmered and began to glitch.
これはホログラムですって？ありえないわ。いつどうやって？
科学の力にちょっとしたマジックのテクニックを加えたの。
Her living voice floated in just at the gates of the Hall of Truth, now silently unsealed, emitting a burst of fresh air and electric energy.
分析こっちも終わったよ。
Guys, I still need to get her. I don't think I ever seen her in a gacha pool for quite some time. But I can still get her. I choose not to.
あの人たちが欲しがってたものを渡したから。私が理事と入れ替わってたなんて全然気づかれなかったみたい。
She set the giraffe mask against the wall, meeting my eyes with a fond smile. Once I confirmed she was uninjured, she gave a small nod. We got our lead here. I'm leaving things in the hall in your hands. Still smiling, Tess already raised the signal jammer in her hands and gave it a casual twirl, then shut the gates behind her with a firm click, locking it tight before stepping into the hall.
ごめんね、みんな。ここはしばらく私が仕切ることになったの。ここにいる全員は外と連絡を取っちゃダメだよ。
With a flick of her wrist, playing cards shot out with streaks of light, slamming into the floor just inches from the feet of a few would-be escapees.
今のはただの警告。今度こそこそ動いたらどこに刺さるかは保証できないよ。
As my operative just said, please remain where you are and cooperate. When this is over, the Archopolis will provide you with a proper explanation, and rest assured, no one will be harmed.
分析。これからはみんなに任せるね。
We'll bring back good news. The sounds of waves gently rising and falling could be heard in the distance. I gave Tess a subtle nod and replied, then reached for the suitcase at my feet. Inside laid my exosuit. Ship ahead through quiet company channels, waiting for this exact moment.
分析員さん。
Her voice tightened, though her glasses already sighted a lone figure fleeing down the far end of the street. She eased closer, pressing her body against my arm.
何かが私たちに追いついてほしくなさそうですね。
I raised an eyebrow. I felt it too, something off in the air. This definitely doesn't want us to catch up. But unfortunately for them, that wasn't the only ace I had in the deck. It was Kaya. My comm feed was still open, and the Hall of Truth wasn't the only scene playing across my screen. After swapping outfits with Tease, Lizzie has slipped into the shadows, my confident partner for this parallel op. She's been watching the trial unfold from afar through a live projection feed. In the adjacent pan was Kea, my my anchor, perched on the edge of a rooftop, cross-legged and composed. She watched our target like a hawk, poised to strike. As always, that was really long. Okay.
またこいつら。
僕嫌い。ニョロニョロしてて気持ち悪い。違う。あれは暴走しているのよ。
よりによってこんな時に暴走するだなんて。やはり前のあれも偶然じゃなかったようですね。出る幕を間違えたモブたちはここでオールアップしてもらいますよ。邪魔者の排除はお任せください。受けてみなさい。
Oh, I could shoot. Oh, I didn't know that I could shoot my decoy.
手がかりを分析員さん、私できましたよね。
I literally did not know that. Damn.
このフリティア先生に任せて。
手がかりを洗い出していけばおのずと真相は見えてくるはずです。
Yeah, I did not realize I could shoot myself. Oh my god, that's really new to me. Okay. Maybe I didn't read.
このフリティア先生に任せて。
I do like Fredia's support skill. It works so well in this. Wait, there's a bird. Can I shoot it? No, you can't. Okay, got it.
じゃあ今夜いただくご褒美、もう思いついてます。
Where's the other one? I didn't kill the other one. What the hell? That's so odd. Oh, it fell.
手がかりを洗い出していけばおのずと真相は見えてくるはずです。
By the way, it's very hard for me to follow in a trial. That's why I'm not very good with law and whatnot. It's the attention span I lack upon.
このフリティア先生に任せて。
あなたたちにはこれくらいで十分かと。手がかりを洗い出していけばおのずと真相は見えてくるはずです。分析員さん、私できましたよね。
I have to complete this under 300 seconds.
現場検証済みです。さーて、真相は
And just like that, we're done. Neck and neck. Alright.
些細な違和感でも徹底的に調べさせてもらいます。相手は
このフリティア先生に任せて。
あなたたちにはこれくらいで十分かと。手がかりを洗い出していけばおのずと真相は見えてくるはずです。
このフリティア先生に任せて。
My mistake.
私だって勝てるとは限らないんだから。
Let's use her support.
おとなしく捕まってください。
Oh, that support is so good.
そう、犯人は
Oh my
あなた
god.
です。
Damn.
逃げんな。お疲れ。みんな怪我はない？
そう、犯人はあなたです。
そりゃすぐ逃げなかったんだから、こうなるのは至極当然だよね。逃げんな。
お委ねください、分析員さん。
状況もフリティア先生の想定内。リディアの戦術装備は中継機の代わりとして使えるの。後でイチェルと一緒にそっちに合流するから、分析員とリディアは先にいて、そしたら通信をつなぎ直せるんだ。
はい、これから分析員さんと橋の方へ向かいます。二人に任せたよ。
Wait, do they trigger together? Oh, I think they had to be in range or something. Hold on, let's try it again. Oh, they don't trigger together. Oh, okay. Sure, why not? I thought they do. I literally thought they would.
見えてくるはずで、あなたたちにはこれ。分析員さん、私できましたよね。 現場検証済みです。さーて、真相は？
Oh, she's by herself now? Oh, I could put him. Let's practice using her by herself, though. I've heard that she's a really good support.
避難勧告を出してきました。大橋を通っている車は全部避難始めましたよ。それにしても厄介ですね。次から次へと湧いてくるなんて。手がかりを洗い出していけばおのずと真相ぬるぬるです。受けてみなさい。
I don't know how I feel about the radius of this.
手がかりを洗い出していけばおのずと真相は見えてくるはずです。 ちにはこれくらいで十分かと。
They do feel good when they get popped off. Like that. Yeah, they feel very good when they get popped off. The only problem that you have to place them where you are right now. Or whatever that's in front of you. This is a long road.
ようやく到着しました。ここからはもっと効率のいい乗り物が必要ですね。
It's not popping. Wait. It doesn't work when I pop it? Oh, okay. Maybe I have terrible accuracy. Again, she's still confusing as times. Regardless, I still need to practice using her. I just need to figure out how to use her properly. What the hell is this thing? Let's ulti this.
あなたたちの闇を照らして。隙だらけで分析員さん、私できましたよね。
Damn, I took a lot of
名探
damage.
偵たるもの。見落としは禁物です。
Twist. Big twist. The real truth comes to light.
研究室でカーシアや理事と合流したよ。ここの操作端末は私と理事で担当するから。でも端末の通信が復旧するまでこれ以上の操作はできないかも。これから分析員とビディアはギルティクラッシャーの場所に向かって。信号中継機の代わりにビディアの走行を使わないと停止させる指令を出せないと思う。高エネルギー反応の大体の位置は送ったけど、具体的な場所はさらに解析しないとわからないんだ。データは自動調査機にも送ったから、もうすぐ表示してくれると思うよ。
Got it. I see the feed. At the edge of the sea bridge, Vidya and I have managed to commandeer a vehicle. As we sped across, Vidya's map data came through. The enemy severed the terminal's comms right after uploading the substitute system, trying to stop us from interfering. Our only move now was to reach the Leviathan directly, restore the connection, and give Vidya control again. The search signal pointed to somewhere under the bridge between the front line town and Acropolis, just a few miles ahead. I pressed a finger to my brow, running through it all again. On the surface, it looks like they got ahead of us, but that too was part of the plan. They thought they had successfully launched the Leviathan with the substitute system, but in truth, Vidya, how much longer until we get there?
あと10分ください。
Vidya weaved through traffic with impossible precision. Guys, this should be... I know this is a light novel, but this should be the action point that we're supposed to see. Alarms screamed across the bridge as evacuation protocols kicked in, but we are diving against the flow of traffic straight into the heart of danger. We're already on the bridge, but the Leviathan was still a good distance ahead, and road between us, it was chaos. 10 minutes. We should be able to make it. Ideally, the Leviathan could shut down by protocol, but if things went south, Vidya and I were the failsafe. I left Kaya and Echel behind to safeguard Frida and Lizzie, in case someone made a desperate play. My eyes flickered to the rearview mirror. The detective bot sat quietly at the back seat, running through the encrypted coordinates Frida has uploaded, still crumbling numbers. But my focus wasn't on the data, it was on the bot itself. With the noose tightening and time running out, I could feel it. The final reckoning was here. So I broke the silence. Looks like we're in the clear. You can talk now. So, care to tell me what Edna had in store for us? As soon as I spoke, Vidya's hands tightened on the wheel. She kept her grip steadily, but her eyes flickered to the rearview mirror, waverly eyeing the detective bot in the back. Silence, stretch, half a minute, maybe more. Oh, I think you do. After all, you've been pulling the strings from the start, haven't you? Fine, deny it all you like. I've got more than enough to go on. If things have gone as planned, I have left no cracks behind, but the complications arose. My alibi fell apart, and I had to improvise, find a scapegoat on the spot. During the hearing, Mayon made this interesting statement. You remember, don't you? She may have been the killer, but she never realized the compilations that ruined the airtight plan were part of a larger design. And I knew exactly how those complications came about. Mayon's video recorded on June 13th. The video Mayon recorded on June 13th was time-stamped between 6:30 and 7:30 p.m. Her original plan was simple: carry out the murder between 6:30 and 7 during the surveillance blackout, then use the pre-recorded footage as our alibi. But then, the complications happened, forcing her to abandon that plan entirely. Here's together a few key factors, and cause of that complications becomes obvious. Mal's injury, malunderstanding, the access condition. Oh, I think this one. Only two supervisors could access the case at will. Others are limited to specific time windows. Mal's understanding. Mal learned about the blade properties only after it caused her trouble, proof that she didn't know how much about it. Mal's injuries. Her right hand was wounded by the observer's blade. Just before 6:12 p.m. on June 15th, Tia met with Mayon. She has retrieved the observer's blade from the Kiro's case and used it to launch a surprise attack. And during that attack, Tia was killed by the observer's blade at 6:12 p.m. Mayon has no prepared alibi for that time slot, but the murder has already occurred. All she could do was pivot to plan B, frame Neon. She began staging the scene, but then another complication threw everything off course, which was Lizzie. According to the victim's schedule, he was meant to meet Lizzie at 7 p.m. Mayon, though, has enough time to stage the perfect crime scene before then. But as Zoraphoros withered, it warned Lizzie that something was wrong, so she arrived early. And just like that, an unexpected variables walked in, upended my entire plan. She had the chance to silence Lizzie right then and there, but she hesitated. There was one reason she couldn't kill her, which was the substitute system. With the victims dead, Lizzie was the only one left who could lead them to the Chiron substitute system. If she died too, everything Mayan had done would be for nothing. So she changed tact. Instead of killing Lizzie, she knocked her unconscious and staged the scene to frame her. As long as Lizzie was branded prime suspect and taken into custody, they had time and leverage to pry the information from her. But that plan too fell apart the moment I stepped in. So tell me, did I guess anything wrong? I paused, then turned squarely towards the detective bot's screen. Miss Tia. The sharp crackle of static filled the air. Then it faded. In its place, it came a gentle voice.
いつ気づいた？
Holy shit. Wow. Yesterday afternoon, in the contaminated section, you overplayed your hand. When you just so happened to trip and led us straight to that hidden lab. And inside, we just so happened to find the exact file we needed. A document detailing the Academia Acropolis project deterrents built around the Leviathan. Without that file, connecting the final dots would have been far more difficult.
それだけで？
No, it was the file itself that gave you away. The underground lab was soaked with moisture, wall damp, air humid, but the file was dry and crisp.
なるほど。そこでミスったんだ。このロボットにはそういうセンサーがないから全く気づかなかった。
Once I realized there was a guiding hand behind it all, looking back, the rest just neatly fell into place. Taking the cue we found at the Titan Sciences. Research material from the Titan Science Lab. Stacks of documents filled with dents and tangled formulas, all focused on the classified prototype. The equation seems tied to something called decompilation. At the time, those pages were nothing but numbers and equations, no annotations, no context, and yet the detective bot flagged them as related to decompilations, supposedly classified research. And then the same term just happened to resurface in the files you led us. Damn it. Fed us later. Too convenient, isn't it? Because it was breadcrumbs meant to steer me towards the truth on your terms. And let's not forget the accidents. Too precise, too timely. Each one circulating the same point of gravity, the victim. It's hard not to wonder if she had something to do with it all this. Which raised the real question. Was she really truly dead? Or was she simply stepped into the dark to watch, to guide, to manipulate? And thinking about that, one can quickly discover another mistake you made. Oh my god. I didn't bit my tongue. Tongue twist. Specialized device at the Quantum Science Lab, Neuro Control Bot. Developed by the Quantum Science Lab, this unit was designed for brain-machine interface control, allowing the user to operate it through neural signals. When linked to the dedicated transmission device, the robot can be directed purely by dot. Startup log, June 15th, 5:50 p.m. Note, system was booted, but no record of physical movement detected. A specialized device in the Quantum Science Labs. It directly links to the YXS-2-233 Neural Control Bot. Radio confirmed it. The robot can only function with a neural link through this device. The relay was active from 5:50 p.m. and remained so for a long time. Yet the robot never moved an inch. If you wanted to live, you could have used it to protect yourself. Either Maya had attacked you on purpose or in self-defense. You could have stopped her. But you didn't, because your death was part of the plan. It made Lizzie the only remaining lead to the Chiron substitute system, and too valuable to eliminate. Only by dying could you vanish from the abroad, unseen, unsuspected, free to pull strings from the shadows. So that neurotransmitter was your escape pod, the exit hatch into planet oblivion. That was why you activated it.
私は意識をアップロードして生き延びたと大胆な仮説を立てたわけだ。
It wasn't a leap. It was a deduction, drawn from something I've seen before. I understand your incredulity. Even staring straight at a neural relay terminal, most people wouldn't think it would actually preserve a person's mind. Because keeping a digital consciousness stable requires absurd levels of processing power. Sure, the transcendence of the Nuhintaro lives on as data after their bodies, and mind shuts down only because Ganges was there to sustain them. The Academia Archopolos never had anything even remotely comparable. That's why no one doubted your so-called death. But for it to keeping you alive in digital form was child's play. It even went out of its way to sending me little greetings, a taunt, on my way to Philosia. Like I could ever forget it was watching. Tracking our movements, feeding you intel, setting rogue machines to intercept us the moment we got too close. Only Edda could pull those off. Which brings me to my next question. You were supposed to be working with Tao, weren't you? Why switch sides?
もう間に合わないから。あの人たちがカローンを奪い損ねた時点で、私たちの間で保たれていた微妙なバランスが崩れた。それよりもっと前に、私が真実をユグドラシルに伝えようとしていたことがあの人たちにバレていたし、警告されたこともあった。
A message.
エリア16で理事と会ったでしょ。それも私への警告だった。私が本当にそれを実行したら、理事はエリア16よりも危険な場所に行かされる。エッタが私の元を訪ねたのもその時だった。私たちは取引をした。エッタは代わりに理事を守ってくれて真実を公表し、誰のものにもならないようにギルティクラッシャーを壊してくれる。
Why did Edda want it from you in return?
私のフィロゾアの木馬計画が必要だったみたい。
Because the Leviathan posed a threat to the tree, and Edda wanted it gone? That was the only reason?
目的は教えられない。
Is that so? That response already told me everything I need to know.
今の私はできる限りのことを全てやった。かっこ悪いけど、これが私の全力だった。アクロポリス学院と真理を守るためのギルティクラッシャーが誰の欲にも利用されないように。人知の光は世界を良くするためにあるべきだ。
Save to have speech for Lizzie, if you think she'll ever be ready to hear it.
理事にはチャンスがあれば私から説明するつもりだ。
As she spoke, her image suddenly began to flicker on the screen.
もう時間がないみたい。ユグドラシルの分析員、あなたは私のような罪人には届かない希望そのもの。あなたなら できるはず。それをより良くするために。
Her voice faded. The image stuttered one last time, then vanished, leaving only silence. I stared at the now dark screen and gave a faint shake of my head, then brought my focus back to the larger picture. My conversation with Tia has confirmed every deduction I made. In her final words, lay the truth I already began to suspect. Eda's plan. It was much more than just destroying the Leviathan, or seizing control of it. Just then, the screen of my terminal lit up with a sharp alert. Not yet, but almost there. I glanced ahead. We battled through the worst of the traffic, like fighting upstream, until finally the road opened up. Vidya floored the accelerator. Her words struck me like a jolt. If the connection has been established before we arrived, there was only one explanation. Whatever was buried under the sea, it had already powered on. Bridia scanned the lines of codes with incredible speed. Then she caught something. Her voice cracked, panic bleeding through. But before I could say something, she cut herself off, then drew a deep, steady breath. I let out a quiet laugh, the words of reassurance I've almost said fading on my tongue. That's my Frida. As always rising, tracing her own arc of light into something brighter, something greater. Now let's do this, my little sunshine. Just like we planned, yeah? Her gaze had steadily locked onto the screen. Without hesitation, she pulled out the data drive and slammed it into the port. Watching the data stream race across the screen, she murmured softly. At the same time, Lizzie's voice ragged out over the radio. Got it. I calmly tucked the terminal back into my coat and turned to the video. At some point, she hit the brakes, and now she was turning her gear with practiced precision. Ready, my leading lady? Her violet eyes rose to meet mine. No fear, no hesitation. Chin up, posture firm. She was all poise and strength, grace held in tension, like a white swan moments from flight.
どんな時も私を信じてくださいね。
God damn it, her smile. In the blink of an eye, a massive explosion erupted from below, a blast like a storm tearing upward from the depths. The bridge shattered beneath us. In that same instant, the car, with Vidya and me still inside, was hurled into the air. A jolt of weightlessness surged through me as we shot skyward. Mid-flight, I kicked the car door open, caught the frame, and dove out into the open air, arms wide. Far below, an entire span of the bridge, ablaze, torn apart, was plummeting towards the ocean, nearly 100 meters down. Her voice cut through the roar, just as a strand of violet thread coiled around my wrist, linking me to her amid our free fall. The tether snapped taut, reeling us together midair. That's when I tried something I'd never done before. I gathered my focus, diving inward, calling up every ounce of power lying domain within me. Hydrogens condensed, and from my back, gray wings unfurled, like smoke-woven sails. It was my first time shaping my form, raw and untested. I wonder what I look like. The wings buckled under the rushing winds until the thread of violet sprung in, winding through the gray like silk, stitching strength into the frame. All that happens in seconds. Bounced by wings of gray and violet, we rode the air, skimming across the open sky towards the sea. My gaze locked on the fracture segment of the bridge, still standing above the waves. These wings weren't made for true flight, only just enough to carry us to that raised platform. Miss it and we plunged straight into the battlefield, our enemy meticulously built beneath the sea. But the danger wasn't over. All around us, shards of metal and broken concrete hurled skyward with us, now rained back down like a storm of meteors. Hold on tight. I pulled Vidia close, arms locked firmly around her waist. She leaned in, her body molding to mine, like it had always belonged there. Like her body molding to mine like it always had been, whatever. In that moment, there was no fear, only the rush, sharp electric exhilarating. We stared down danger together before. This was just one more dance. One heart beats in unison. Together we dove faster. Just as a massive debris above came crashing down, we hit the platform, a jagged stretch of bridge suspended above the sea. A twist in midair, impact. Knees bent, momentum carried us forward. Then a push, and we were back on our feet. Now. Strike. A shadow engulfed the platform, vast and hurtling downward. I tore a steel rib bar from the concrete, sprung, and hurling it upward around all my strength. That could have been an action cinematic scene we should be seeing, not just for description. It struck dead center, pierced through the falling stabs with a bone-jarred crack. Fractures spider-webbed outward. The impact wasn't enough to stop it, only slowed it. But just enough for Vidia to strike.
夢の中で分析員さんといろんなことをしてきた。別れだっていくらも経験してきたし、夢の中でその悲しみ、痛みと絶望を味わってきた。いろんな苦い結末を見るたびに怒っていた。すべてのパターンもしっかり覚えている。その悔しさと怒りはすべて私が現実で幸せを迎えるためにあるものだから。
A sharp clag rang out, one after another. Clink. Glittering metal blades snapped loose from her exosuit.
分析員さんを脅かす存在にとって私こそが一番危ない存在になります。
The next moment, the lattice of blinding arcs bursts forth from the space before her, slicing through the slab. The scattered debris is scattered like shooting stars, hurling far into the sea. Video. In the pouring curtains of rain, I stepped to her side, my gaze filled with the graceful silhouette of her figure as I said the words I had long waited to say to her. Now, let's end this together.
はい。
We are so close. The closing scene. Yeah, let's bring her. And let's bring Echel.
分析員さん、あれが来ます。でも徹底的に調べさせてもらいます。受けてみなさい。
I'm just spamming right now. Where is it? Is it just those? Okay, that was stupid. I thought that would work.
あなたたちにはこれくらいで十分かと。
Ah, there you go.
正義の夜明け。これくらいで十分かと。
Where's the weak point? I feel like I'm having trouble figuring out how to do this. Like I'm shooting it. How do you... Like, I've been shooting it. It's like, I'm not doing any damage. Okay. Since those are... Yeah, that should trigger something. Yeah, I'm just gonna mess around. fuck? Dude,
受けて
I
みな
used
さ
my
い
ulti earlier. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, it broke through. Oh, this is interesting. All right. Wait, is the weakness the mouth? Yeah, I'm not doing a lot of damage. Okay. Why didn't that work earlier? I mean, I attacked the Leviathan. It's like huge. I even ultied it. I have no idea what happened. Maybe someone could tell me. I'm not sure.
ぬるぬるです。手がかりを洗い出していけば、おのずと真相は見えてくるはずです。
Yeah, look. My ulti locked onto it, but I'm attacking. But am I doing something wrong here?
ぬるぬるです。残念だったね。通用しなくて。
Holy damn, that took so long.
現場検証済みです。さーて、真相は
I need to try this again. I need to see what something is wrong about it. Captured. Captured? Can we pull it off? Amidst the roaring blaze, the Colossus let out a final echoing wail and unfinished beneath the waves. It took the broken span of the bridge with it, sinking into the sea cold embrace. I let my eyes linger on the spectacular scene of a moment longer. Then turned away. BD and I clung to the jagged edge of the shattered bridge, suspended 100 meters above the ocean. Bracing myself, I channeled power through my core, hauling myself up with the grunt and strolling a leg over the ledge. One steadily. I reached down and pulled Vidya up after me. I swear, this has to be one of the cinematics that should have been put in here. It's finally over. I let myself fall back up across the bridge, limbs slacked. The concrete beneath me was cold and unyielding, but the body pressed against mine was warm and soft, faintly sweet.
分析員さん。
She nuzzled into my chest like a kitten. Her ebony hair spilled across my neck, carrying a scent that stirred my heart. Above, the clouds slowly parted sunlight, pouring down in soft golden threads. In that shifting light, we rose together, Vidya still in my arms. She looked up, a bright smile spreading across her face.
分析員さん、私できましたよね。
Her voice, her violet eyes shone behind the lens, aglow with hope and triumph. In that moment, she stood radiant in the spotlight, the perfect heroine. You did it. You were amazing, Vidya. Thank you. I reached up and gently brushed her cheek, then slowly ran my fingers through her hair.
それじゃあ帰ったらどんなご褒美がもらえるんでしょう。昨日のような甘い夜でしょうか。
God damn, it's that smile. I'm turned on. Write it. I'm in a Chinese factory. Cheeks cupped into both hands. She swore a coy little smile, already half loaf in a daydream. I couldn't keep a resigned grin from tugging at my mouth. Yet suddenly, Vidya froze in my arms, her body snapping taut as a bowstring, as though she senses an approaching storm. I heard the crackling of the jumping static, but then those electric sounds abruptly faded away, replaced instead by the voice of crystalline clarity.
はあはあタゴマイクテストチェックワンツー。みんな聞こえてる？聞こえてるよね。特に分析員は一番聞こえてると思うけど、どうかな。今回は音響信号でもなければ電波の向こうからでもない声帯を震わせて空気から伝わってくる本物の声だよ。
What the hell is that long dialogue? I just read this sentence and she kept talking.
これが私の本当の声だから。
Now it's shorter. Her voice was silvery and crisp, and yet every word sent a chill down my spine. Vidya and I turned our eyes skyward, both following the sound. And then, we saw it. No, we saw her. 'A jagged rent split the storm clouds, blinding pillars of light pouring through the wound. In that halo, a slender figure hovering effortlessly between sky and earth, rose lips curled in a playful smirk. Brilliant light danced around her, silver hair rippling and glowing in the heavenly light like threads of spun glass. From brow to toe, her skin, smooth and pale, luminous, almost looked translucent.
愛しい分析員。びっくりして言葉も出ないみたいだね。あらら、完全にハマってたんだ。てへ。
She spoke with a sing-song lit, her smile sweet and gentle.
私、ヒントをあげたのに。私たちはいつか現実で会えるんだってね。どうやらあのでかいやつに完全にミスリードされてたよね。 デンドランを取り込む逆コンパイラ技術だって言われたから、私はそれが目当てだって思い込んじゃったでしょ。あんな技術でデンドランを取り込むなんて妄想でしかないのにね。だって分析員はこの世で一番特別なんだもん。あんな技術と比べるなんて、私に言わせるとただの侮辱でしかないよ。まあバカたちがそれを開発してくれたおかげで助かったけどね。私の技術を完全なものにしてくれて、この体を作ってくれて、私の一部を本当の人間にして、空が青くて、海風が暖かくて、音も綺麗で心地よくて、磯の匂い、火薬の匂い、焦げた匂い。これが人間の感覚。人間の世界の感じ方なんだ。平凡でかわいそうだけど、想像力を働かせる特別感があるよね。
She twirled in midair like a Dublian's loose from her velvet cage, lifting the hem of her dress with childish glee.
この前は不意をつかれたけど、今回はちゃんと準備してきたよ。もう前みたいな隙はないからね、分析員。それは何を意味するか、もうお分かりだよね。
She smiled, sweet, Snowbreak, like an innocent child. I understood the message. In this fresh human body of hers, she was making a declaration that it or her was whole now. Their final weakness was gone.
あなた、分析員さんの前でよくもそんな失礼な言い方を。
Beatty's eyes narrowed. Her grip on her gun tightened quietly. I caught her wrist, giving a slight shake of my head, my gaze drifting back to the figure hovering in the sky, reveling in the grace of her newly mint human form. There's something you may not have realized. Brushing aside the flickers of emotion stirred by the scene of interreal beauty, I effortlessly regained my composure. Honestly, this development wasn't entirely a surprise to me.
あら？
The smile vanished from her lips. She tilted her head at me. You're not the only one who came prepared. In fact, I've been saving something special for exactly this moment. Standing in front of me was Edda, as a human girl. And in her fresh, clean human eyes, I saw all the tells. Hesitation, doubt, even fear. That was the opening I needed to press further, to unravel her, to crush her. The Phalocian horse wasn't just built to disable the Leviathan. You see, if I didn't lure you in with the haze of sweetness, how would I ever get you to down the poison?
つまんないよ、分析員。あの図体だけのバカを停止させるプログラムのこと？そんなつまんないプログラム、私には何の効果もないと思うけどね。だって私は
I do. You're Eda. Standing at the pinnacle of the particle's evolutionary branch of the artificial intelligence, Eda had absolute dominance in the digital realm. But here, I wouldn't insult you with something as crude as a piece of code or protocol. To bring you down, I need another Eda. That's the surprise I had in store for you, just for you. Evening in June 16th. But before we get to any of that, I need your help with something important, Professor Fredia. I took out the small data disk, the one Director Tao has passed to me via Caroline. He recognized it at a glance. Impressive. When I first received it, I had no clue what it was. It took quite some time before I finally figured it out. I gave her a wary smile, but in hindsight, all that time I spent trying to crack the riddle on my own wasn't really wasted. Tao had given it to me without explanation. Clearly, she meant for me to think it through. To figure out why she gave me this mini spindle system, and what she expected me to do with it. And how could it be used against Eda? The answer, I realized, has been handed to me a long time ago.
エッダは分析員に一度負けました。あの性格ですから、きっとすぐにリベンジを図るでしょう。それは分析員にとってもチャンスかもしれません。分析員、一体何をした？ロジックの崩壊を感じる。
Memetrix contamination. When you praise that code, you praise my memories. Then the hooks you planted in me are now sinking into you. You are now becoming human. You feel fear, you make mistakes, you're no longer untouchable. You will become intangible. I should have realized it back then. That's the one and only failure Eda was persistently sore about, was that it never managed to become a human. But the way she meant to fix that has been staring me in the face. How much of it do you think is legit, Fredia? What do you mean?
そうだよ。現時点でデンドロンを取り込む技術なんて存在しないから。分析員は唯一取り込める人として何度も実験に付き合ってくれたよね。タウさんも前からずっと研究してきたけど、分析員にそんなことができる原理は未だにわからないままなんだもん。いくらアクロポリス学院だって無理なことは無理だから。
If Titan's decompilations couldn't really be used to consume the trees, then why would Eda go such an extraordinary length to claim the Leviathan by working with Tia? If it wasn't to eliminate the threat, then what was Eda truly after? Oh, sorry. I was just working on something through in my mind. But I think I finally pieced it together. Last time, she lost because she wanted to become human. If she wanted a rematch to redeem her past failure, there was only ever one path that plan could take.
あなたに負ける人間になる。もしかしてエンタのことを言ってるの？
That's right. I guess I'm left with no other options. And I'm going to need your help, Professor Fridio. That Edda, trapped in the Valhalla I opened.
助けてほしいときはハニーって呼ぶのに、いらなくなったら押しのけるなんて。分析員。もう怒ったからね。
I don't think I ever called you darling, have I?
今呼んだじゃない？嫌そうな目で見ないでよ。私を長いこと閉じ込めて全然口を聞いてくれなかったのに急になんのよ。
Do you want out?
あ、全然って言っても信じられないよね。でもなんで？分析員が急に優しくしてくるの変だよ。
Call it a chance. A chance to really fit free for yourself instead of just stealing peaks from my memories.
そういうことね。なるほど、もうそこまで来たんだ。彼女、もっと言えば私が絶対予想できない手だと思うよ。でも私を外に出すということはまあいいけど、私はもう分析員にマークをつけられたから外にいる私に受け入れられるはずがないし、それにどっちが勝っても分析員は損しないしね。
Since you figured it out, there's no need for a briefing. So, should I do it?
そこまで言うなら付き合ってあげるよ。あいつから離れて分析員の中に閉じ込められてからやっと本当の楽しさを知ったんだ。こんなに楽しいことはもちろん存分に楽しませてもらうよ。それに私は根に持つタイプだから、もし肉体を持てたらフィロゾアの木馬書き込み開始。私にできるのはここまで。分析員を失望させないでね。
よくも
分析員、約束したでしょ。彼女には私が教えるって。
私の体から出てって。
嫌だもん、私の体なんだから。
分析員、あんた嘘つき。
かわいい格好してるのに大声出したら台無しだよ。
She clenched her jaw, then made her decision.
だったら
A white phantom shimmered into the air. Slowly, she raised her hand as if grasping for something unseen. My heart lurched, a prickle of danger I couldn't explain. As if to echo the promotion, Fridio's voice burst through the comms, shaking and barely keeping it together this time. Ooh. Whoa. This is interesting. Well, I'm pretty sure I got spoiled because I see this on Discord and whatnot. They mentioned there would be the story will be continued in next month or in the next patch of the story event. But I didn't expect it to be continued like this. This is my first time seeing this. I think the trial thing was okay. And then like after this part, it's like, okay, we're getting into the boss area and whatnot. And I don't think I'll complain to that. It's just weird. I think I had to frame the tile to something else. Instead of be turning yellow, it has to be something. I don't really know. I did make a lot of mistakes early on, but after that, the boss fight, I wouldn't say it's underwhelming. It's more like I'm still having a hard time figuring out how to use Bedia as a whole, because there's a lot of things that's very new to me, and it's still confusing. Probably because I don't read a lot, but it's neither. But that is my fault. Yeah, that's probably still my fault. Anything else I should say to this? I'm curious what's gonna happen in the next series. Are we gonna get a new exosuit or something? Or are we still continuing with the same ones? Or I really do not know. If we are, then someone will come and follow us, something like that. I'm not sure. But with any case, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, leave a like to this video and sub to this channel. And if you are sub to this channel, share the video. It will help me a lot greatly. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, keep playing and keep watching. Take care.